Gnome, the Griff dog, is the best dog Griff ever. Yeah! Hello, famous. Welcome back to another video. Skywill, and I volunteered at a convention called Rising Phoenix Con. And it's basically a D&D convention, put on by people who have been playing D&D for like 40 years at least. So it was really cool. There was so many games going on. And it's a small con, but it was definitely a really good con, and a very well put together con. So I got there a day earlier than I thought I was gonna get there, which is my bad. It takes me like 5 hours to get there, that's why. So I was like, I don't want to take 5 hours to get there and then jump into a volunteer shift, so I came the night before. That was okay. They were able to get me a hotel room because they also covered the hotel rooms for volunteering, which is amazing. They also had a food room called the Green Room where you could go and get food. And it was pretty good as well. But anywho, they had this giant like castle that you can tell someone made. That was fun. That walked in, and they also had a map of the convention that was like. It was a map of the hotel, but it was like set up to be like a map of the convention, so where they labeled everything. Like the Horde, there was like a quiet room, but that's not what it was called off the top. I just remember the Horde because the treasure room. And Green Room because food. Yeah. It was pretty good. They had like a room for panels. That was cool. They also had like the area that was like breakfast for the hotel. It was being used as like an area for talks, so you could go join the talks to the table, talk about cool things. I did do one talk. It was how to use tarot cards to create characters or create a D&D campaign. That was fun. I happen to enjoy collecting tarot cards, so that was really fun. Yeah, so I got there. I helped unload the truck and set things up the night before, and then the next day, I was around all the whole weekend. I went to that talk, and then I did the running shift, and each of my shifts were like 2 hours, and I had like 2 shifts a day. I did that, and then one of the vendors I know from another con, and so I did like a demo of one of his games, which was cool. And then I went back to running. I grabbed food and then I went back to running. And there wasn't like a lot going on the first day. Was it Friday or was it Saturday? It was either Friday or Saturday. Someone made Magic the Gathering cards of all the people that like won the convention, you know what I mean? All the main people. And so when I'm running around the con, there's like, I first found out about these because one of the vendors has a 3D printer and he's just 3D printing these cars because it's funny and he's making extra copies for people. Just because he can. And it was funny, and then like one of the people, like, so the story behind the cards is someone made them and then they like poured another one of the main people over, handed them off to him, and it was like, pass these out. And the guy was like, okay. And then he passed them out, and like an hour later, he was being like interrogated to figure out where they came from. It was funny. And this went on for most of the weekend. And a lot of people knew who did it, but just were not fessing up because it was funny to see them try and figure it out. Yeah, and I got the Raid the Horde as well. Because when you volunteer, they give you like these free gold that you can use to go to the Horde, and I ended up just grabbing a lot of books. And actually, probably my favorite book I was able to get was Firestar's Crest, because that's like the one super edition from childhood I was never able to read of Warrior Cats. But that was great. Anyway, I went with these two very sweet old ladies. One of them was a baker who baked all the cool foods and sweets for the green room, and one of the things she made was like these gnome cupcakes, like chocolate cupcake with a mustard and sugar on top, covered in icing. Absolutely delicious. Oh my gosh. She also has like coffee cakes and things like that. And I bought food with me to the con. I didn't realize there was going to be a green moon. I bought food. I had an entire packet of Pepsi, of Yahoo. I had mac and cheese. I had Campbell's stuff. I had chocolate pudding. I had strawberry applesauce. I had all of it. I was like, okay, good. We have enough stuff to last all weekend. And then I ate maybe half of it because we had the green room. Yeah. And then there was like the quiet room. I went in there a few times. What was it called? Not the Oasis. It's just very like a quiet room. They had a fun name. I'll remember it when the video is over and I'll be so mad about it. Yeah. And then, yeah, this is the second day, then it comes Saturday. I won this guy. This is Gnome. He is a Griff dog or dog Griff, I can't remember, but yeah, clearly. Yeah, I demoed this game. It was a play demo game. I played against one of the creators and I caught him very quickly. It was kind of like a mix of Pokemon and not Pokemon, like training card, battle game, and chess. I can't remember the name of the game off the top of my head, but it'll probably be a description to the something of it in the thing. But I won this because I beat the guy. It was fun. It was fairly simple. But I beat the guy, and so I won this, and quite happy. And then I got a little pin, and I put on him. And this is a bracelet of fun. But this is Gnome. And Gnome was with me everywhere for the rest of the con. I also, at the end of the con, the vendors gave me free stuff, which is one of the great things about volunteering. And if you get to look after the vendors when you're volunteering, just like keep asking them if they need anything. All convention, at least once every 20 minutes. And usually they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, this girl was so sweet," and then they'll give you free things. So I got this. I got a cute little 3D printed dragon from the 3D printed people. They did have one thing that was crazy. They had a water thing that had been like just installed by the hotel behind them, and it started leaking in the middle of like the second day. So that had to be like toned off, and they had towels behind them. None of those stuff was damaged, but like that was the most like emergency thing I had to deal with, was a leaking water dispenser. Yeah, but I got this cute pink dragon. There should be pictures of it in the picture slideshow. And then I also got a catnip toy for free. So I went to go buy my cat a thing because I was away once again for the whole weekend. This time my cat sitter did not lock herself out of the apartment. But I had to get. So I was like, I'm gonna grab him a gift, and I got that one for free as well. It's cool. There was a lot of stuff I like wrote down that I wanted because we were broke. We were too broke for a dealer's room, honestly. So many games. I just wanted all the games, honestly. All the games. There was this cool like Fae game. You'll probably see a picture of it. There was also another game about phoenixes, like raising phoenixes, I think. That was cool that I found out about. And then I did go to like 2 panels. One was panel, like a podcast panel thing. That's cool. They were mostly related around writing D&D campaigns, which was cool. I'm a writer. I like to write all the things, so like I'll gladly learn how to write things. But that was fun. Yeah. But if you're a D&D person, you should definitely go to a con like this because it was very cool. They also had like a table, like a board game library, and like someone has volunteered at board game libraries. I have never seen a board game library room so busy. I was like, okay, yeah, here we go. It was also the most efficient board game library I've ever seen. Like, I like Evermental or Iron Railed. It's just a piece of paper to check things out with. At Anime BlizzCon, we used a computer. And I had to type everything in. This convention, there was a QR code on your pass, and they just scanned it. In and out, like a library card. Fucking genius. Yeah, that was about it. And then I didn't have to take the 5-hour trip back because the vendor I know happens to live in the same area as me. And it's an hour drive versus like an hour on the public transport, 5 hours on public transport. And so I got a free ride back, which is pretty great for me. Let's see if there's anything else. Not really. Yeah. It's a fun time, yeah. You should see pictures of the stuff I got from the Horde. It was like a bunch of books. I got like 8 books. Oh, there was also someone leaving little aliens around the convention, like glow in the dark. There's a picture of them in the elevator. That was fun. It's always fun to grab trinkets. Yeah, it was very good. I very much liked people who put on Rising Phoenix Con. I would definitely volunteer there again. Thanks for watching. Stay random. See you guys next time, and never forget that Gnome is the best dog grip ever, 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 ever.